Good morning. Well, good evening, hottie. Here we go again. Seemed I met you when my love went away. I tossed and turned and hanging with you. Good evening, hottie. What's new? Hey, everybody. What is going on, good people? Y'all, it is cold as all get out here. Okay. Now I know I've been peeking in and out at some of y'all. Y'all talking about how hot it is and the weather is this, that, and the other thing. Hey, Queen Diva. Good evening, boo. How's everything? I hope everything is going great for you and the family. Make sure you tell your sister hello. I know she's busy this time of the year because I am too. um, y'all, it is so cold here. It don't make no sense. And I know they say what tomorrow supposed to be the first day of summer. Y'all, it is every bit of I don't e- I it feel like it's about 50. Now I was relaxing earlier after I had gotten back in. Oh, wait a minute, excuse me. Excuse me. Shout out to everybody that has been supporting my channels. Thank you. Hey Sky. Hey, hey, hey. Hey TNT family. What's up, baby? Love you too. Thank you guys for the hearts. Thank you to everybody that has been supporting my channel. I love you and I appreciate you guys for that. Thank you. Shout out to all my old subbies. What's up? Y'all already know. It's cold there too in Toronto. Yeah, yeah. You ain't that far from me. You know, it's just a bridge that separate Buffalo from Canada. You know, it's like a little split in the thing. You either gonna stay on this side and stay in the USA, or you gonna go over there and you go on into Canada. Which one you want to do? It's a wall. That's it. You doing well, TNT family? Good. I say, yeah. Yeah. Hit that like button. Hey, hit that like button. Thanks for my roses, babe. Thank you. But shout out to everybody that has been supporting my channel. I love you guys. Okay. We got a lot to talk about. So I'm going to get on up in here and get on up out the way because I should have came through when I was supposed to. Now I want to pop in and folks got other stuff to do. They probably cooking dinner and all of that stuff. Thanks, Krista. Okay. Folks got dinner and stuff to do. Hey, public servant. Hello, hello, and welcome. And now here comes just Krista. Folks sitting up here, they giving the babies baths and stuff. They sitting there, you know, rubbing hubby's head and talking about how good dinner was and what happened at work. And now here come Krista talking about hi y'all, I want to tell y'all what happened. Ain't that about a blip? Okay, so let me get up in here and get out. Hey, Taquan, what's up, baby? Hey, 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 hey. So let me get up, let me get in here and get out the way. Okay? Just get on in here and get up out the way because folks got stuff to do. You should have came when you were supposed to. Okay? Want to hold stuff up. Who do Krista think she is? Get your shit together, girlfriend. Okay. Anyway, y'all, it is cold here. Now listen, I had a couple of things I had to do that took a little bit longer than I expected. And then some other things and some other things and some more things. And then by the time I got home, Mr. had called and um y'all, this man, he first of all, can I just say he's a wonderful man. He is a real gentleman. Can I say he really, really showed me a great, great time? Can I just say this also? And excuse me, young guys out here, but when y'all get older, you guys are amazing. I see why women date older men. Okay? Not that I don't think I've been like totally mistreated with the two I done been with, you know, because they was around my age. But I definitely see the difference. It's a y'all. get you one. Okay? Can I say that? Mm. Are you having fun? I am having a wonderful time. Hey, December baby. What's up? Hey, Krista. Glad you had a great time. I did, December baby. Oh my God. Y'all, when I tell y'all know I'm a crybaby. Okay. That's one of my emotions that when I get real excited, I tear up. Okay. I get overstimulated, I tear up. I shed a tear or two. Maybe I should get an older man. TNT girlfriend. Girlfriend, I'm here. Listen, can I be the spokesperson? Can I be the spokesperson for the team older men out here? These older listen. I'm trying to tell y'all something. Y'all better listen to this fat woman over here. And to know that there's so much more to come. I was just like, what? What we doing? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, y'all, he is, oh my God. And y'all, guess what his nickname is for me? Now he had a nickname for me, but when he met me, he gave me a new nickname. He gave me a new nickname. Krista, talk about, okay, Sky, I'm about to talk about it. He gave me a new nickname. My new nickname is Half Pint. I was like, what? He called me Half Pint. Yeah, come on with it. Okay, okay, all right. Did he break you in yet? Just being listen. When he first came through the door, because I had got there Friday, me and my niece, no, we got there Friday. He rented the Airbnb and everything. Hey, Mia C. Cute, cuz you short. Thank you. Yeah. Me and my niece, we got there Friday evening. They got there Saturday, early morning Saturday. Him and his daughter and his grandson. His daughter, she is gorgeous. She's so sweet. The grandson, oh my God, he's adorable. And him and my his grandson and my niece's baby little girl, they just played their little hearts out. Okay. Hey, Big Stacks, what's up, baby? Hey, hey. Yes, hit that like button. They just played their little hearts out. They got along so well. They just, oh my God, y'all. Y'all would have thought they was twins. Okay. They had such a great time. Listen, I'm going ahead of myself. Let me slow down because so much happened and the time just went so fast. Okay. Which is why I kind of like see why he's ready for us to get back together. But y'all, this man is driving me nuts right now. He want to come back here this weekend. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Because I need my space. I gotta have time to get things together. I gotta recollect my thoughts. I still gotta yeah, I still got stuff to do. I can't, I don't move like that. You know what I'm saying? I like to plan things. I like to make sure things is nice. Um, he's laid back, but he's a little bit more spontaneous than I am. Look and say yes. So we got there Friday. Y'all know me. I went over to plays. Hey, Miss Magnificent, what's up, baby? I didn't know you didn't have no mod stick over here. Unless this your first time dropping down. Hmm. Okay, that's different. We gonna take care of that. Um. So we got there Friday evening. He did rent the Airbnb. It's about I think it took me and my niece about an hour and a half to get there. Um, and it was nice. Okay. It was very, very, very nice. Him and his daughter and grandson, they got to Buffalo Saturday, and then Saturday morning, and then they got to where we were on Saturday. It was probably around 10:30ish. I'm sorry, 10:30ish. Uh, I think it was closer to noontime, or something like that. Uh, when they got there. So y'all forgive me if I got the times thrown off just a little bit. I'm going ahead of myself, but they got there Saturday. Before they came, I had a chance to kind of like put my things away, and well, I didn't really like put them away because I didn't want to use the drawers and stuff that was there. I just used like the top drawer to put like, like some the foam chargers, and like my medication, and stuff like that. But I just kept all my stuff because in my suitcase thing, because it wasn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't anything except for my thing for my outfit for Father's Day. I did hang that up. So, and I kind of like wiped the place down a little bit. I was able to put some candles around like I wanted to do. Of course, in our room, him in my room, I made it look a little romantic, like, you know. I had I brought my own sheets and stuff because I wanted some nice sheets and stuff on the bed. Um, that would, I did that for him and I. And just kind of like wipe down a couple of things that I just like, the refrigerator and stuff, because sometimes when people like that clean those houses, they use one towel to like wipe everything down. Like they're wiping the counters and stuff, and then maybe the stove hell, the towel might fall on the damn floor, and they might pick it back up and then go right over there and wipe the refrigerator out a little bit, or look in there and say, oh, it ain't nothing in here, it's this okay. So I just wanted to wipe the refrigerator down, and I wanted to wipe the stove out. I didn't use no easy off or nothing like that on their stove. It was nice and clean, but I just wanted to wipe it off anywhere where we had to, put our hands and stuff in our mouth. I don't want nobody going back home and their stomachs and stuff is hurting. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. Hey, Kenna. Hey, hey. So, places like that where I know, I moved some of the things around that like little sharp edges because I knew like the kids would be, running around a little bit and stuff, and I didn't want anybody to get hurt. So some of those things I had, put in place. I put the groceries and stuff away. Um, yeah, stuff like that. Okay. So when they got there on Saturday, um, y'all, I was peeking at him getting out the car. Wait a minute, who was that just came in? Hey, Yvonne, what's up, baby? What fragrant candle did you use, just Krista? I use my lemon and tea candle. um, y'all, I'm near the window and somebody out here that's their setting their car alarm. So y'all, I was looking at him get out the car. And there's something about the way that a man get in and out of a car, like open up a door, certain things that it make me, it do a little something to me. Okay. It make me feel some kind of way. And so I was looking at him get out the car, and I was like, damn, this one, he is tall as hell. Okay. So, I hurry up and, kind of like push back, back away from the window. I didn't want them to see me looking out the window. And so he was grabbing his daughter's bags and stuff, helping her and stuff like that. And so I had went to the garage part, and because he had parked on the street, and I'm like, why is he parking on the street? You know. So I had went to the garage part, and I was like, excuse me. I said, you don't want to pull up into the driveway? JC, you clocked that ticket. Right. So TNT vet, stop. So I was like, excuse me. I said, you don't want to park, in the driveway or in the garage? There's room. Hey, pretty black TV. And he was like, he just stopped and just stared at me. So when he stopped and just stared at me, y'all, I was like, oh shit, is this motherfucker getting ready to get back in his car and turn the fuck back around? What the fuck is getting ready? Y'all, please don't ask me why I was thinking like that. But I did. The way he just stopped and stared and was holding the bags, I thought he was getting ready to say, come on, get back in the car. Fuck that. This is not what the fuck I ordered. You know what I'm saying? So I had gotten a little bit nervous. And I was like, did you hear me? And he was just like stunned. He was like froze, y'all. He was frozen. His daughter was like, Daddy. He was like, huh? Literally, he was like, huh? Did you hear what she said? He was like, oh my God. Oh my God. He kept saying, oh my God. I said, what's going on? So the way he froze and just, y'all, he literally froze. So I walked on down the driveway, to help, with some of the bags, like her little, like the little bags, and then I wanted, to get the little baby's hand and maybe, walk him on in or whatever. And he was like, you're more beautiful in person. He said, fuck that goddamn, fuck that motherfucking FaceTime. He said, you so goddamn pretty. I was like, what? I was like, okay. I was like, well, as long as, hey, Big Man TV. I said, well, thank you. Thank you. And he just set the bags down on the ground, y'all, and he just kept hugging me and hugging me. Mind y'all, I come up right to like and I'm not trying to be nasty, but right there to the tip of like his chest bone area. That's how tall he is compared to me. So he just set the bags down, and he was like, come here, just give me a hug. Just let me hug you. And so I was hugging him, and he was like, he just kept saying, I said, okay. All right. Y'all, I did the Loretta Divine. You know how you go to walk away? And then you kind of like look back to see if they still looking. I'm like, oh Lord, he's still watching. I did one of them, y'all. So we got on in the house. I helped, I was introducing the little guy to my little niece and stuff. And of course, right away, she got you want to play? And, she got to share in her little toys or whatever. And so his daughter, she came on in, and then here he come. And I told him, I said, I went out there to tell you, that it was room in the garage. That garage is huge. It's a 2.5 car garage. So it was. So and so he was like, okay. He's like, I tell you what. He said, come out here to the car with me. I was like, okay. So I told my niece, I say, well, I'll be back. I'm getting ready to go for a ride. And she's like, where y'all going? And his daughter, they both said at the same time. I said, I don't know. I said, we finna go for a ride like that. And he was like, yeah, I'm finna take her for a long ride. Y'all will see. So we went out there, but I knew we was just going to get the car and then go back, pull into the driveway. I mean, into the garage. So we pulled, into the garage. And him and I, we just sat there for about 15 minutes talking in the car. And he was just, letting me know. He said, I got some things planned for you, and I really, really appreciate, this opportunity um, to meet you and come stay these days and introducing your family to me and just stuff like that, job, we were talking about. And he said, I got something being delivered here today. He said, did a delivery come yet? Nothing been delivered yet. I said, no, nothing's been delivered here. I ain't hear no doorbell or nothing. Y'all the first ones. I was like, I was hoping, did nothing happen because that house was big, y'all. That first night, me and my niece, we slept down there in the living room on the big furniture by ourselves. Now it had like the little security thing or whatever, but y'all, we was scared. We did not go upstairs and all of that stuff. We went up there, just to check the place out. But other than that, we was downstairs in that living room and kitchen part. Okay. So me and him, we went on in the house. And then probably about an hour later, there was a ring at the door. He had some flowers sent to me, some of my favorite, some roses. He had a dozen roses. And I was, of course, so happy for them. And I let him know how happy I was. So we got the roses and stuff, talked about that. Um, also, I had to let his daughter know that, her stuff that she had for her dad for Father's Day, Sunday, I let her know where I had put that at in the garage, over in the corner. And so, so that she can go out there to make sure everything was everything the way it was. Yes, he is TNT. Oh my God. So, we laughed, we talked. He talked to some of his other family that he hadn't talked to in a little while. Some of them that did know he was coming up. They also, had planned on, talking to him and, once he had gotten here and stuff like that. Hey, Jessica B. What's up, baby? Hey, my beautiful Crystal. I am so happy. God showed up and showed out. Yes. It's so beautiful. It is. Yes, yes, it is. Um, so talked to some of his family and stuff. So then I asked him, what did he want to eat? And he was like, well, what y'all want to order out? Y'all want to, he's like, whatever y'all want. I said, order out ain't no doggone ordering out. I said, all this food that I done went and bought. Hey, Vibrant. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And speaking of my old channel, I got something to talk about that too. And so I was like, no, I am cooking what y'all want to eat, And so I told him, I said, I just put the other stuff, down inside the bottom of the refrigerator, some meats and stuff, because I wasn't sure which ones y'all wanted. And he was like, you always talking about that doggone fried chicken. I want some of your fried chicken. So I cut up a whole chicken and I also fried some wings. Y'all, he went crazy over my fried chicken. He went crazy over my fried chicken, y'all. He went crazy over that fried chicken, okay? I told him, I was like, listen, okay, now I'm trying to tell you, it ain't no joke. Okay. So, did that. I made fried chicken. I made some homemade mashed potatoes. I made some rice also because I'm not a big potato person, but I wanted to make him some homemade mashed potatoes. I made mashed potatoes, and then he just wanted some corn on the side. And I made a 2 pans of the just the Jiffy cornbread to go with it. Mostly like for the kids because I figured, yeah. But I made him a couple of the whole cakes, or what do y'all call them? Hot water cornbread. Yeah, I would love to have some of your chicken. Yes, I. You never know, TNT. You never know, sis. You never know. You never know. So, we had that. We watched television a little bit and laughed, but we was mostly just talking and just getting to know each other. Um, he was talking with my niece and stuff like that, and everything was good. Okay. So we didn't get to bed, y'all, until like it was like daylight coming in. All right. Cause we was like laughing. Them kids had us rolling. We was just it was just a good time. Cause it was his daughter, my niece, her little girl, and his grandson, me and him the first time. You can hear me smiling. I'm trying to slow down so I can tell y'all how everything went. I'm trying to not get ahead of myself because I'll get ahead of myself. My thoughts be going faster than I can speak. Krista, I'm so glad everything turned out. Yes, I'm so happy for you. Thank you, sis. Me too, Unique. And thank you for my roses. So I think it was daylight was coming in. It was like 5 something in the morning. Now, mind you, his daughter still had to put up her decorations for Father's Day. Okay. So, finally, we went on to bed. I told him, I was like, well, I said, I'm going to go ahead and take me a shower. And y'all, our room was gorgeous. But tell me why they had a crib in our room. I was like, what the baby crib for? And my niece was like, Auntie, it's probably like if a mother and father, or whatever. I was like, I know, but can you imagine? Okay. So I did ask him, I was like, what you think about that baby crib being in our room? But our room was big. It was gorgeous. It was beautiful. We had a nice walk-in shower. I am a shower person. Um, yeah. So, but it had a big, beautiful tub and stuff. It was kind of like oval shaped, like circular and stuff. And you can kind of like walk down into it a little bit. It had like the two little steps. You can walk down into the tub. It was really, really nice, but I didn't take advantage of that. I'm just I, I'm just a shower girl. I'm not much on stuff like that. So I took my shower. He then took his shower, and while he was in the shower, putting on my lotions and stuff. And y'all, I was so nervous. I was like, Lord, what if this man think that we getting ready to get down with the get down tonight, and that's not what's getting ready to happen right now? Tracy, hey boo. You're a very beautiful young lady. You got right. And so I was like, I am too, Tracy. I can't stop laughing. Tracy, you be making me laugh. So I was like, Lord, what if this man think we get ready to get down with the get down? And I'm not getting ready to do that right now. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, do I lay on the bed and be kind of sexy? Do I lay on the bed? Y'all, I was like, okay, how do I lay on the bed when he come out the bathroom? Should I lay like this? Should I? Y'all, Then I heard seen I heard the door, knob, to the bathroom. I seen that twist. I was like, okay, just lay here. So I just laid back on the bed, kind of like on my side. And, I plugged my phone in or whatever. And he was like, oh, okay. So I get the other side, or what how we doing this, and I was like, whichever way, it's up to you. So he got on in the bed, he let me stay on the side where I was, I mean, and all of that great stuff. And so we just laid there in bed and we just talked. And he was like, nah, wait a minute. Should I share this part, y'all? Because y'all know he's in his 60s. Okay, y'all? All right, now. I don't want to hear nothing. I promise to come and tell y'all everything. So he was like, I noticed he kept like his hand in front of his mouth. Okay. And he was like, you all right? I was like, yeah. He said, well, I want you to know. Can he get he kept saying, you all right? And I was like, yes. I was like, what's wrong? And then he had, like I said, he kept having his hand in front of his mouth. So I was just like, okay, is everything all right? And then I said, oh shit, maybe he don't like the scent of that candle, because everybody, like my sister, certain candles she don't like or something. And so, I had went on anyway. I was blowing the candle out. And he was like, well, he said, I'm an old man. He said, and I got to be frank with you, baby. Like that. And I'm like, oh, shit. What? So I was like, what? What, mister? I was like, shit, you an old man. I'm an old woman. What we finna do? Like that. And he's like, nah, you still young. He was like, do you mind that, I had to put part of my smile in the jar. Y'all, I've been debating if I was gonna share that part with y'all, but fuck it. I said I was gonna tell y'all everything. Fuck it. I told y'all. I was like, what? He said I had to put part of my smile in the jar. He was like, I mean, shit, you get a little older, some things happen. And yeah, he was like, so he had a partial at the top in the front. He got a partial in the front. And so he had taken his partial out, and that's why he was keeping his hand in front of his mouth. Yeah. Jessica. I was like, it's okay. I was like, it's okay. Shit. I mean, come on now. I'd rather for you to have a goddamn partial in your fucking mouth than to be running around this motherfucker like it's all right and you got nothing but space in the middle of your face. I mean, come on now. Shit. What we doing? But he's like, well, I just wanted to make sure because like that. So then yeah, we was laughing. We was just talking about how shit do, when you get a little older and all of that shit and all of that. And so then he was asking me about, the whole process of the veneers and all that. I was like, well, fuck it, motherfucker. You're not going to be able to get them in the front now because you ain't got nothing for them to connect to, in the front. You got to do that stuff when stuff start to go, you know what I'm saying? When they start to twist and shifting, when they start to doing that, that's the time to go to your dentist and say, excuse me, you know, and then you do something about it then, you know. And so we laughed. We talked about that a little while. And he was like, man, you are even more funny in person. You know, he was like, I can't believe that everything is times 10 in person with you. He's like, you got me. He's like, I don't even laugh like this. He said, you literally got me laughing. Are you a comedian? What is going on? You know, like that. And I was like, well, I'm just glad, you know. I was like, you got me smiling too. You know, he's like, I noticed that, you know. And so I told him, I said, well, how we gonna do this? And he's like, what we finna do? I was like, how we finna do this? I said, because you know what I'm waiting on. He was like, well, shit, come on, let's do it. What we finna do? I was like, oh, you is so dirty. Wait a minute, Nick. Wait a minute now. Like that. I was like, no, I mean, do I get to sleep up underneath your shoulder? I'm sleepy, you know? Thank you, Tracy. I said, I'm sleepy. He was like, yeah, but I want to hold you. I want to bring you close to me. I was like, so what we finna do? You know, how we finna do? You know, what we gonna do? So I told him, I said, how about we flip a coin every night? Okay. Heads or tails. And then we whichever one, then that's the one we get to sleep. Because in order for him, because I want to sleep up under his shoulder, that means I'm gonna be sleep on my tummy. I'm a tummy sleeper. I'm a stomach sleeper. Okay. And I like to turn my face to his shoulder. Okay. I mean, I like to sleep up under the shoulder of my guy. That's good sleep for me. That's so nice. Me and my husband to make each other laugh. Yeah, I like that. I love a man that can make me smile and laugh. Man, that's my shit. Okay, that's my stuff right there. Sleep face down. You sleep face down too, Tracy? See? Yeah, that's good sleep for me. That's good sleep. But but he wanted me like on my side where he can like have his arm around me and like pull me to him, you know. So face down as so so he ended up winning. Okay, I lost. I didn't the first night, well, first day. I don't know how you want to call it. We got to sleep the way he gave you his all on. Wait a minute. Yeah, on the first day. That's awesome, Krista. So glad for you. Oh Lord. Oh Lord, December baby. So I told him, I said, but I can't sleep. You know, I can start off, you know, sleeping on my side a little bit. But I said, I'm still going to have to kind of like, in order for me to really get me some sleep, I'm going to still have to get on my tummy. Other than that, it ain't going to be right. It's like I ain't been to sleep, you know. And so I started off on my side. He kind of like pulled me to him, you know. Is he in my state? No, he's not in my state. No, Tracy. He trying to get back here though. We getting ready to get back up again. He wanted to come back this weekend. I told him I need a little time though. So y'all, I was kind of nervous. And he was like, why are you way over there? My job, we had a king size bed. It supposed to be a California king. That was not no California king. That was just a regular king size bed. Okay. He was like, why are you way over there? Because I didn't want to be like I was being nasty. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Tracy. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I didn't want to be like I was nasty, like, come on, nigga, come get it or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I was, you know, being like a lady, you know? So then I was like scooting back a little bit. And, you know, I was just kept scooting back. And he was like, come on, come on, come on, come on, like that. And y'all, I just kept like scooting back, with your booty poked out first, but scooting back towards him. Y'all, I was like, whoa, mm, yeah. I I messed around and gave it one big push back, and yeah, I was like, whoa, child, that nigga he was ready. You hear me? I thought it was a goddamn what is that damn thing? A motherfucking bat in the motherfucking bed with us. Okay, I thought the police had came in there and laid their goddamn billy club down. I said, what the fuck? To myself, to say that's right, sis. Yeah. 60 who's 60 where? Yeah. Yeah. And so he was like, he said, wait a minute. He said, hold on, baby. He said, well, let me, he said, I didn't know you was gonna, do that like that, And I'm like, child, I didn't either. Well, so now my marbles is going in my head. And I'm like, shit, you ain't getting ready to, wait a minute. What we finna do? I was confused. But we ended up just talking. Get it from the back. That's the best. We ended up just talking, and I don't know how, but at some point, y'all, we fell asleep. We fell asleep. Did nothing happen. Okay. We fell asleep. We got up Father's Day. I didn't even hear his daughter and my niece in there decorating the one area that was off from the kitchen. That's where she had everything decorated for her father. For Father's Day. It was really, really nice. My niece ended up calling me on the phone and she said, Auntie, what time y'all getting up? And I was like, baby, I said, what time is it? And y'all, mind you, he was still like, he just had his arm around me. And he was like, what's up? What's up? Half pint? What's going on? I was like, that's my niece. I said, she want to know when we getting up. She's like, well, he said, well, what time is it? Y'all, it was almost 2:00. It was almost 2:00 in the afternoon. But mind you, we didn't go to bed and he was like, oh man. He was like, what did you tell her? I told her she got to give me a minute. I got to lay here for a little while. So, I was laying there and I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was trying to like take a peek just to see, how it be in the morning, although it technically ain't morning yet. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh my God. I was like, that was some good fucking sleep. And then I took my head and kind of like peeked up underneath the cover and put the cover over my head. And he was like, oh yeah, I forgot you like the cover over your head. And I said, but I'm trying to see something. To myself. I was a lady. I was a lady. Okay. And so, y'all, he had kind of like stretched and that thing was standing straight up. I said, what the fuck? Y'all. Okay. Calm down. Yeah. So he got up. He went and got his stuff together. Okay. I sat there for a while. I laid there for a while. Then I got up and, picked my clothes and stuff out and stuff that I was going to wear and all of that. And so he was like, well, he said, I'm not going to go out there until you, get done getting yourself. I said, you sure? Because it take me a little minute to kind of like put everything together. And you know what I'm saying? And he was like, it's okay. He said, I'm going to sit right here. And he said, you know me, I'm finna watch me a little bit of TV and all of that stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. So he sat in the room. He waited for me. I went in there and I, got myself together and all of that and got dressed in the bathroom, which y'all, I had not gotten dressed in the bathroom in so long with like the steam and your clothes is like sticking to you. I was like, ugh, I can't do this. This is horrible. But I managed. Okay. So by the time we got out there, it was almost 4 o'clock. His daughter told him Happy Father's Day and stuff. She had talked to some of their family, so they actually came over. That was really nice. His aunt came. Um, the aunt's, I don't know if that was her husband, fiance, boyfriend. I don't know who he was to her. He came along with some of his kids, I guess from another marriage or something. Um, and we just sat around Father's Day, laughing, talking. And then here come the doorbell again, ringing. This man had a dozen roses sent to me. I was like, oh my God, I might as well just tell y'all every day that he was here, he had a dozen roses sent to me, y'all. And I was blown. Okay. So I'm just gonna tell y'all that ahead of time. I was just like, oh my God. And he was like, I just love to see your face when you get them roses. He was like, man. So I told him, I said, now, if we gonna be together for a long, long time, you mean every day we together? He's like, no, at some point you won't be getting roses daily. I'm like, okay. We started laughing or whatever about that. But he did. So we did that. His daughter had just had some food, some catering place there where we was. They catered food or whatever, and they brought the dinner out and stuff. So I didn't do any cooking that day. And then later on, I told him, I said, so I didn't get to cook you breakfast. I didn't get to cook you lunch for Father's Day. I didn't get to cook you dinner. He was like, well, you know what's the best is the snacks. He's like, you want to go make me a snack? And I was like, yeah. So I was like, what you want the snack on? It ain't none of y'all business what he said. But so I went in the kitchen and I made up like a little tray for us and just me and him. And we went back in the room and we just, laid across the bed, laid up in the bed and just was just talking and stuff. Tracy, we was just, laid up there just talking and stuff. Then again, got our showers and stuff. Kind of like, just went on to sleep or whatever. Found myself waking up. I lost the bed again and couldn't sleep up under his shoulder. Had to do the, side sleeping. Monday, we got up like normal people because we went to bed early. He said, well, is a snack on you? Yeah. He said something else. But so we got up Monday like normal people. I got up and I fixed breakfast. I made bacon, sausage. I made 2 kinds of sausage and I made 2 kinds of bacon because my niece, she don't eat pork bacon. She only eats turkey bacon and she gives her kids turkey bacon as well. So I made the turkey bacon as well as pork bacon. And I made the kielbasa sausage and the breakfast sausage. I made grits, eggs. I made his eggs with a little cheese in it. He wanted cheese eggs. The grits, the eggs. Oh, and I made some pancakes. Because y'all know I love me a pancake. And a couple of them wanted pancakes. And of course the kids wanted pancakes. So I made some pancakes and then we took the kids out for my niece and his daughter had one of them kid places where the kids go. They had already had reservations for that. So we went with them there and watched the kids play or whatever. Afterwards, we came back to the house. I made dinner. I made steak, baked potato, and a salad. And then, we just had some little munchies, everybody, we laughed and talked and all of that on Monday. Monday went so fast. Before you know it, it was Tuesday. Um, Tuesday was a different type of day because it was technically going to be our last full day together. Okay. And that's why when I had told you guys, I let y'all know that things was going great on Monday because I knew Tuesday I probably wasn't going to even peek in at y'all. Not even while he was in there getting himself dressed or in the shower. I wasn't peeking in at you two. I would just wanted to dedicate that whole day to him. And so him and I, we got up that morning and he said he had wanted some French toast. He said he hadn't had French toast in so long. So I had made some French toast with the berries and some, a little powdered sugar on it. And that's all he wanted. He just wanted some French toast and some coffee. That was it. So that's all I made, French toast and coffee. Afterwards, him and we went out and he just wanted to go and ride around a little bit. I came and brought him to my house, so he could see my apartment. And he was like, "Well, this is a big apartment." I was like, "Don't be looking at my apartment like with pity because you come from a big home, you know." And he was like, "No," he said, "but it's really nice." He said, "It's real me, it's nice." He said, "I see you like a lot of stuff." I said, "Yeah, this is all my favorite things." He's like, "Wow, you're very neat and clean lady, and all of that." Um, we talked about a couple of things. Showed him a couple of things that he would see on Face when we would be on FaceTime together, so that he can see what it looked like in real time around the house. That is. Then we took a ride to Niagara Falls. We just kind of rolled through. Stopped off at my other niece's house so that she could meet him. She was still at work. We just rolled around and talked and laughed. We stopped and got some ice cream. Y'all, we was kind of like acting like kids in the car. I ain't gonna lie. We got some ice cream and stuff. Um, Sat there, just kind of like looked at the water. You want to go to Niagara Falls? Oh, Tracy, it is beautiful. Yeah. So we just sat there in the car and then we rode back there because like I told you, where we were staying was like, over an hour drive from where we are. So we went back, to the house and just kind of like relaxed. And then later on that evening, I asked him what did he want to eat. And he was like, just surprise me. I said, surprise you so I get to pick? And he was like, yeah, just surprise me. So I made some smothered pork chops, rice and gravy, and I made some green beans on the side. And so he was like, this is a surprise. you know, I said, well, I kind of like brought different things that I know you and I was talking about on the phone that and I wanted you to taste my different, things that I cook. He was like, man, okay. He's like, man, I can get used to this. You know how long it's been since a woman cooked for me like this and all of that. So, he did that. And him and we went to bed early that night and we just talked. He let me know. He's like, is there anything, that you're disappointed about? Is there, is it anything that you feel, I thought that was going to be a little different or this, that. I was like, no, everything is great. I'm excited. Everything is everything. I asked him the same thing. I was like, so is anything? He was like, no. He said, you're just more pretty. Tracy. Tracy, did you say? Tracy, I have to be a lady, Tracy. I can't be like I am online. I don't want to run the man away. Hey, Mr. Q. Greetings. I'm glad you're live. Don't forget to sing. Okay. Allow conversation. Did you had a blast with your friend? Yes, I did. Okay, Miss Magnificent Tracy. So we was just laid back. We were just talking and stuff. And he just was letting me know. He was like, I just think, he said, you're more beautiful in person, you know. Um, he was, he was just like, your skin is so pretty. He said, I thought you like, he said, I used to think that you wore makeup like sometime when you know how some of the ladies, y'all like to fix yourself up and different things, before y'all. He said, so I was really anxious to see, like, okay, I get to see the real her after she take her shower and stuff, because she ain't gonna put on no makeup to go to bed. And he was like, I'm looking at your skin, and he was like, man, you don't have bumps and blemishes. He was like, how did your skin? I was like, oh Lord. I was like, well, you just got to drink a lot of water. I said, I drink a lot of water. That helps keep a lot of the toxins and stuff out your body. And yeah, I don't know. I don't do anything other than that. I don't put a lot of stuff in my skin or on my skin. So it's not a lot that my skin got to fight off to take back up out of me. And so, we laughed and talked about that. And y'all, that man just smells so fucking good. He smells so fucking good. Hey, Happy Life. So we just laid there, y'all. Again, I don't know when we fell asleep, how we fell asleep, but y'all, we fell asleep again. And it was, before you know it, it was Wednesday. And it was the day for them to leave. So we did not do anything, y'all. We didn't do no nasty, which I really didn't want to do it anyway, like with other people in the house. Oh, even though it was a big house and all of that, I know me. Okay. No, Tracy, we didn't do nothing. Nope. We were like busy and everything. Yes, I love me a good smelling man. Tracy, for real, we didn't have time. When I tell y'all, Tracy, that's how, hey, Ray, Tracy, that's how the time was going. Everything went so fast. Everything went so freaking fast. I was just like, wow, it's freaking Wednesday already. Yeah, it went so fast. Wednesday morning, I got up. I asked him if he wanted anything to eat, like for breakfast, what did he want? And he was like, he wanted one of them, the steak bagels that I, make some time with him on the phone with me. So I made a steak bagel for him, with the steaks from, I just buy the ones from Walmart, and you put it on a bagel, and I had the egg and the cheese and a little garlic butter on it, on the bagel. He had that and he ended up drinking some tea with me instead of coffee. So you got some, you should got some. They lied to me. Who lied to you, Tracy? No, but he will be here. He will be here Tuesday. He's coming Tuesday. We're actually going to stay here at my place. Yeah. He wanted to come this weekend. He wanted to come Friday. Well, tomorrow. But I knew I had some things to do. And because while I didn't tell you guys, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, he'll be here Tuesday. And I'll be ready. Now let me stop. Anyway, he while we were that was the other thing that had went on. That's another reason I went to my niece's job. If a lot of you guys know my dog, Choo Choo, from my old channel, Choo Choo passed away. Well, he passed away. He had been sick, well, he was old. Y'all know Choo Choo, my Shih Tzu. He was old. Um, and he was trying to hang in there. Poor little old man. But his kidneys, everything just started failing. That Wednesday going into Thursday. And then Friday, my niece was saying that he wasn't doing any better. He was just pooping, pooping, pooping. He was just laying there, breathing hard, like he was getting ready to take his last breath. And then, so on Saturday, she went on and she put him down. And so that was another thing. I had to clear up and get that all, straightened out and, take care of her for doing that for me. Yeah, so Choo Choo passed away. Rest in peace, Choo Choo. Little dog in doggy heaven. Your little bad self. I miss him already. Y'all know Choo Choo had been around for what, over 13 years. Yeah, so him gone now. So that also happened. But so he'll be here Tuesday. Mr. Curry will be here Tuesday. And we made some plans. He already let me know. He said, I'm coming to get my half pint, And I just love it when he says that to me. I'm, so yeah. So now I just been like trying to make sure everything is everything around here. Which it is, but just little things. It'll be the first time that I've entertained a man here, in my bed and all of that. So yeah, so he'll be here Tuesday. Not exactly sure how many days he's going to actually stay. We haven't discussed that, but I just told him, I was like, well, since I didn't let you come Friday, and I said Tuesday would be a better day, you can stay as long as you want. Okay. Now, mind you, I live in an apartment, so he can't be here more than, he can't live here, But he just told me, he said, I'll let you know later on today, how many days he's actually going to stay, because there's some things he got to take care of before he leave home as well. So we'll see what happened on Tuesday. I'm looking forward to it. I've been plucking these braids out my hair because I just don't want my hair looking the same when I see him. You know what I'm saying? So I was telling my niece, I was thinking like what else I could do. So she was just saying, Auntie, just do your ponytail things like you do, he's used to seeing you with big hair and all of that stuff. Don't even worry, And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I just been plucking these little box braids out my hair, And yeah, that's what I've been doing throughout the day and just getting stuff ready for Mr. Curry for Tuesday. And I'm excited, I'm so excited. He is, like I said, guys, he is such a gentleman. He really, really is. Um, And I'm sure he feels like I am just a lady. I was acting like such a lady. I was not doing no head down as of that's the way I like to fuck. I wasn't doing none of that. Okay. Now, Tuesday, no. But yeah. But I know I got to get prepared, because it'll just be him and I. There won't be any family. There won't be any children. There won't be any daughters and all of that stuff. It's just gonna be me and him acting grown up in here, and doing some things and a couple of things we want to do. Then I want to take him to go and meet my best friend and her guy. So her fiance, he's gonna barbecue. So I know one of the days he's here, we're gonna go over there. And then from there, we just keeping it's just gonna be me and him. We not letting nobody know he here. We gonna act like where? Who? We just gonna do us. Okay? We just gonna do us up in here. Okay. So I will be playing peekaboo on YouTube again next week after Tuesday. No excuses. Okay. I don't plan on none. I'm ready for that. Okay. Listen, that nigga give good hugs. He give real nice kisses. Okay. Shit. He give real nice kisses. And I'm not even a kissy person. Like, he kind of laughed at me in the beginning, y'all, because, I don't do I don't know how to kiss. Like some people, they know how to kiss. Like they could kiss and they didn't drop them a couple of teaspoons. They didn't came and stuff together. Enjoy life, Krista. Like, okay, I am December baby. Yeah. So I think he's one of them real good kissers like that. And when he was like, baby, he said, why you keep giving me them pecks? Why is you pecking on me? I said, what you mean? He was like, put your lips on mine. And I was like, oh, okay. He said, put your lips on mine. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, and I did. When I put my lips on his, I was feeling real nice inside. I started to pop out one of them goddamn titties and said, and put this in your motherfucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? So I already know we in for a good time. Yes, life is too short. You better learn how to kiss, girl. Right. But I'm serious. But when he was like, when he said that and when I did it, I was feeling, okay, this is the difference. Okay. Because what I was doing, I wasn't really feeling nothing like that. It's on your arm. What my whole thing has always been? Hmm, germs. I be so about germs. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all got to remember, I didn't want to be too fresh because technically that was like our first date, and I didn't want to be like I'm sleeping with this man on my first date. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to be like that, And again, I met him online. So that's the difference too. Nigga, you not getting ready to say I got holes in different area codes. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So it's a whole lot of, that was going through my mind. But I'm kind of glad that the time kind of went the way that it went. But when I tell y'all the days just kind of like shoot, 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 shoot. Yeah, it was like going. It was going, you know. But I did have a great time, and I'm looking forward to an even better time on Tuesday. I'm gonna see what happens. You supposed to have right, and I was, yeah. But he gonna see the other side of Krista when he get here on my goddamn turf. Okay, on Tuesday, girl, get you a doll and practice. Yeah, that's the same. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I can ever get. I don't really like the the tongue on tongue. I ain't never been that type of person. I know a lot of people do. I don't. Yeah, I didn't mind the lip on the lip and all of that. And he was trying to put his tongue. He just, his tongue kept like hitting up. Oh shit! And I kept my lips still. Yeah, but he gives great hugs. Oh my god, yeah. His hugs. Oh my god. He got nice long arms and stuff. Yeah, but that's what went on, guys. I told y'all everything. I told y'all everything. Even up into Mr. putting part of his smile away at night. I don't do tongue kissing. You don't either? Yeah, I don't like tongue kissing. Uh-uh. Yeah, I'm good on that. Mm-mm. But that's what happened. And so Tuesday, we'll see what else happens. I'm looking forward to an even better time. And yeah. And did y'all see me over there at Room Shakers? I kind of went in on Saturday because that's the day when my niece had told me about, Choo Choo. And I had went out to the car in the garage and I had went up there and kind of like sung. So shout out to Room Shaker for allowing me to come up and sing. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I think that's it, guys. I will see y'all. I'm sorry that I didn't come back and tell y'all that, but y'all know I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Ain't your girl didn't. Mm-mm. It still ain't nothing went down like that over here. Okay, but close to it. Yeah. Anyway, so I love y'all. Oh, y'all, it's an hour and I didn't want to keep y'all over an hour. It don't take an hour to discuss that. It don't take an hour. I love y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. Thank y'all for coming in and engaging with me in the chat and all of that great stuff. Shout out to all the members. I love y'all. Just remember, it's you guys that help me meet my goal every month and all of that great stuff. And I appreciate you guys. Shout out to all of y'all that do watch my video. I love y'all as well. Thank y'all for everything that y'all do, because if y'all didn't click on the video or whatever it is, y'all help me. Yeah, all of that. I appreciate you guys. You could have been watching and giving that time to somebody else. Thank you. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Daquan. Thank you. Can I get a hug? Yeah, you can get a hug. Thank you guys so much. I'm getting here and do a couple of things, and I'm getting ready to go let this window down because it is cold as hell. I wish I had some mm, nice big tall nigga in my man right now, because it is cold. It is cold as hell here. But I'll see you guys on the next one. Okay. Glad for you, Krista. May God continue to bless your new relationship. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sis. Thank you, December baby. You need continued prayers and bless. Yes. I'm gonna share your life. Okay. When I say oh my wow. Okay, I will. Thank you so much. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all tomorrow, probably in the morning. Because tomorrow morning I don't have I got something to do, but it's up to me when I want to go and do it. So more than likely I'll come through in the morning like I normally do. Okay? I love you guys. See y'all in the next one. Bye y'all.